wanted to say a little bit about Miss Saigon. It's a Vietnamese restaurant that a friend took me to many years ago. Again, it's one of those restaurants that's off the beaten path. It's on 301. So if you're in Sarasota and you're coming north where the road divides between 41 and 301, with 41 going down to the waterfront and 301 going up towards Bradenton, you go up about, I guess about 2 or 3 blocks past Main Street on your right-hand side, and of course all the directions are there on the blog, you know, with the description. Just kind of click there, and there's a MapQuest link you can click on and get you there. But it's owned by a family. Again, all the restaurants that I go to, I very seldom will go to a corporately owned restaurant, with some rare exceptions, because they're proven to be good. But by and large, I like the personal service. I like the fellow who owns the restaurant to be cooking in the restaurant, or at least there in the day-to-day operations of it, making sure that everything is going good. And I want to eat in a place where the fellow who owns it, or the family that owns it, loves to cook food for people. You know, that's what you really get. It's not just the food you get, it's the welcome you get. And Hung, who you'll see his picture right here, his whole family works here. And the food is Vietnamese food. If you've never had it, it's a blend of the raw and the cooked, and you really can't go wrong. When you look at the menu, you'll see there's about 150 combinations, but they all basically use about the same ingredients. Just throw a dart at it, you know, in terms of what you start off with if you go there for the first time. If you know Vietnamese food, then in fact you know what to order. Some come with cold noodles and a lot of vegetables and little sauces and meats, all different kinds of meats. And some come with fried rice, and some come in a soupy form, you know, hot soupy form. But it's basically the same ingredients of fresh vegetables and various kinds of cooked meats. And they have a great Vietnamese iced coffee, which I have to have every time I go there. It's sweet. It's strong. It's made with evaporated milk. You know, it's not the low-fat milk. It's the evaporated milk with lots of sugar, and it's just a perfect thing to start off an evening, so you can wade your way through the dinner. And these meals at the Miss Saigon, even though you're full, when you finish, it's a light full. You know, because of the way that about half of the meal is fresh vegetables, which are diced very finely, and you're thrown in with all of the meats and the vermicelli or the rice, depending on the kind of dish you get. And I would try the assorted appetizers too, just to give you a taste of, there are all kinds of shrimp, and they have a kind of ground meat that they do things with. Just order the assorted appetizers, and then go on and just point at one of the 150 assortments. They're all going to be good, depending whether you like a hot soup, or whether you like rice, or whether you like a cold, very fine noodle with your fresh vegetables and your cooked meat. So this family is very friendly. You know, most of the restaurants that I went to for this series, I went in off hours, you know, because I wanted to be able to get some good sound on the videos if I was taking video, and I wanted to be able to show the place. But in fact, I can assure you that these places are always pretty well packed. You know, they have a reputation that's grown over the years. I think Miss Saigon's been here for about 6 or 7 years, maybe more. That's when I first came up on it. And it has, again, a following from the young to the old, you know, from the adventuresome, from the hippie to the scholars, you know, anybody who likes something that's a little different. It's somewhat similar to the Thai food, but it has that little French influence too, you know, that they have in Vietnam, and that I can't think of a better meal to have, or in fact a lighter meal. When I've been eating a lot, which I can do, you can look at the size of me, that when I need something light but filling, I go there and I get my fill of those fresh vegetables, you know, with all the cooked meats and the sauces and things like that. So when you go there, say hi to Hung, ask for Hung, he'll come out. He's a little short man, you'll see his picture, and say that you heard about his restaurant through SoulSpeak. And in fact, he knows me as an artist, you know, so he's extremely generous, and he's just a great guy. So make your way down there. Don't be afraid of 301, you know, people, oh, 301, 301, you know, but it's only really about 3 or 4 blocks on your right past Main Street. There's a whole series of little shopping centers there. It's just before the Hess station, and you can pull in there, and it's a perfectly fine